vulnerabilities. So, maybe you're in the finance industry with your organization. Well, one of the threats that could exist would be a black hat hacker who is financially motivated, attacking your system for financial gain. So threats, a big key here is that they are the potential for some type of danger.
Yeah, now Anthony, I kind of actually see this, but I know that people get this confused a lot of times with some of the other topics we're going to talk about. So, would another example maybe of a threat might be something like a phishing email that's out there that we tell our employees about and just say, look, don't click on these emails that are actually like that. That would be a potential threat, right?
Yeah, I love it. So what you said there again was still talking about potential. Yeah, so when we are educating, which is a very important aspect of this, when we are educating our employees about phishing attacks, we are educating them about a threat. We're not currently experiencing a phishing attack, although let's face it, they're so common, we probably are. But the idea here is, yes, exactly as you stated, Ronnie, we are getting them prepared for that potential attack. So in how you described it, the social engineering phishing attack that we are guarding them against, that is a great potential threat that we face. The next term that we have is one that might get confused with threat, Ronnie, and this is a vulnerability. So a vulnerability is a weakness in a wide variety of potential aspects. Like the weakness could be in your design. The weakness could be in your implementation or configuration. The weakness could be in the software or in a snippet of code that we are using to automate some key process. So a weakness in any part of our infrastructure, the technical term we use for that is a vulnerability.
All right, now Anthony, can you kind of give us an example here? I like the way that you listed the idea of design, implementation, software, or code. Let's say for the idea of a design weakness that we might think about. So would this be something like a network design weakness that we didn't put, let's say, for example, the redundancy in place that we needed to, or something like that?
Yeah, absolutely. So if we don't implement the appropriate redundancy and then we have some kind of a failure, we'll experience a service outage and that affects availability, and that could fall under the umbrella of the security infrastructure. Another example that popped to mind, Ronnie, was someone that is still implementing spanning tree protocol
Mm.
and they don't take the steps to secure spanning tree protocol. So the security is not automatic, right? So everyone gets all excited because spanning tree protocol just kind of takes care of itself. But we have to remember that the security of spanning tree protocol does not take care of itself. So if they fail to design the secure spanning tree protocol environment, they have known vulnerabilities in their spanning tree protocol, and that's a problem.
Now, going back to, let's say, the CCNA, because maybe a lot of people are actually coming from that perspective as well. Could this be something just as simple as implementing, let's say, authentication on the exchange of routing protocol information, or even doing device security on something like a router or switch so that people can't get in except for using things like SSH?
Yeah, so now we're getting actually into an upcoming term because now, Ronnie, you're describing mitigation techniques
Okay.
that we can use to guard against vulnerabilities. So, another key term that we're going to have is mitigation. And I love it. You're describing mitigations we could use to eliminate vulnerabilities. And what's interesting, Ronnie? I mean, you and I have definitely seen this because we're so old, is it used to be that Telnet was the protocol even in production.
Hmm.
I mean, Telnet was what we did.
Right.
And now we're seeing where Telnet isn't even being installed any longer on a lot of systems. It's just flat out not there. I do believe in the latest Mac OS, for example, it's not there.
Right.
The latest Windows 10 client, it's not there. Sure, you can add it, but it's not there by default. So we're seeing vulnerable protocols like Telnet being eradicated from networks. The next term that we have is exploit. So we have this vulnerability that exists, let's say, in our software, and we have this potential threat that is this black hat hacker that is looking to profit from attacking us. If that threat does actually take advantage of that vulnerability, now we have an exploit. So this is going to be any software, any tool, any technique, any process that some threat actor uses against one of our systems. This is an exploit. And one of the things I always think of when I bring up exploit with my students is documentation. This is where we want to be thinking in terms of composing very detailed documentation about the exploit. So we would want to really try and track down who it was, what exactly they did, what impact it had on the affected systems. Did we mitigate for the future? What exactly did we change? So